Hey there guys, it's Rabbit and welcome to episode 112 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2. So I realize that this is somewhat of a strange place to bring you all back with me because I did note that we would resume gameplay once we were at the bridge once more in Hellfire and ready to advance forward and have the actual boss confrontation. But there are two things I wanted to share with you guys and kind of show you. So the first thing is that I did go ahead and reload my save. I had literally saved my game right as we had started Hellfire, so it wasn't a monumental loss for me to redo that fight with Devil Chew, but I just didn't like the fact that nobody got XP since I literally had to rely on poison and stall to claim that victory. So I did redo that fight and it went much better. I think I only had 3 people die instead of, you know, all 7. So it was considerably better than what you guys had witnessed. But anyway, I redid that fight, so everything was improved in that regard because more people did get some XP. I also decided I wanted to do a bit of grinding and running around because I really want to get Natasha off my amulet. I don't know, I just am not feeling my earth side right now, so I'm going to rotate through, show you guys some changes that were made, and then I'm going to pause the camera and completely redo my amulet again. I shouldn't say completely, but I'm going to partially redo my amulet, and then we are going to meet back up in Hellfire. So anyway, starting over here, Paige ended up hitting her 3rd form. There's nothing really too exciting to say about this. I'll just let you see what it's called. It's a Baltani, and these are her stats right now. This is as far as she's going to be able to go because, as you can see from the evolution bar, I mean, she's got a lot of those little, I don't know, what would you call them? Just slots, I guess? She's got a lot more slots to fill, we'll just say that for the sake of simplicity. Crash is the same. Moving on, Natasha did hit her 4th form. That is what I had been waiting for, so we can get her out of here. Maybe at some point I will revisit this beast because I think it packs a lot of power, but I am just not a fan of this charge ability where you have to waste a turn to store power. Like, it's great, especially when you have the skill talent ability on there too, so it increases the likelihood of you landing crits, but I don't know, I just feel like that's a wasted turn doing the charge and the actual power storage. So anyway, she's got to go. I can't, oops, did not mean to exit that. I can't deal with her anymore, so she's gonna go. Conwell also hit his 3rd form, much like Paige. I mean, they look exactly the same, they're just recolors of what Luther is. So this is what he's called, is Zareen, and we are ready to move on. Sierra's the same. Laverne also hit her 3rd form, which is kind of cool. I had forgotten about this beast design. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen it. So here's where she's at. I'm not really sure how I feel about her. She's okay, but anyway, I just wanted you to see that. And then Felix, so I got rid of Joan. Once I had gone back through and defeated the Devil Chew, I ran back through a couple of the different islands again, like I said, just to get some XP and to get people to transform and all that jazz. So I ended up taking another one of those Nas that I had previously not done anything with, and I just decided, you know what, while I'm doing this to get some of my other beasts in their final forms or closer to their final forms, I'm going to go ahead and open up the beast notebook for this evolutionary line as well. So I did that. Nothing really special to say about Felix. I'm not that impressed with him. I just wanted to unlock his 3rd form, and as you can see, we got him there. So he's pretty close to his 4th form. I might entertain bringing him in with me. I don't know, but that's all I really wanted to share with you guys, the changes that took place in terms of the evolution states, as well as the fact that I did redo that fight. And I can actually show you. I was able to save some of my books. Oh, and I did pick up a couple extra things afterwards. But yeah, like, I didn't have to use my recovery Bible this time. I figured I don't want to waste this just fighting a freaking Kalma. That's ridiculous. This isn't a huge thing for me to have held on to, but I didn't have to use this, and I believe I did with you guys on camera. So I think those are the major changes. I still used my poison book, but that's fine. So anyway, we are going to part ways right here. I will meet you guys at Hellfire, and we are taking on this boss in this episode. I mean, short of us fighting like 10 million Kalma that slow us down, like, I'm so ready to be done in this Fire Force and to move on to the Water Force because Cure was my favorite, and I hope that we get to meet her and talk to her since, you know, we just assume that she's dead. So thank you, you guys. Be right back at Hellfire. Alrighty, friends. Welcome back. We are here on Hellfire level 1 at the bridge. I already checked the Ogre Vine. That's over by the little extra Princess Vine, and I defeated all of the monsters up to this point. So, just to quickly run through our formation here. Obviously, I did make some changes, but I really just want to blast through this because I don't want to spend forever. Sierra is still the same. She's at level 18, so she has a little bit to go before we are ready to merge her and give her something, either an earth skill or an air one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her yet. It'll probably depend on how I feel when we're going into the dark water forest. Alright, next is Esperanza. I did get her to level 20 finally, so I was able to merge her. I decided not to give her Lymina after all because I feel like I have a lot of Lymina casters and my formation is probably going to change very soon when we're done here in the dark fire forest and ready to tackle the water forest, just because the things that we'll need in there will be different. So I decided to give her Yarga just so that you guys can actually see the spell on my team. I think this is the first time I've ever really brought a Yarga user into battle, so that kind of is what it is. And obviously she has Ad Slanit, which she has been sporting for a little while because I thought the sleep would be really helpful in dealing with those stupid sudden death or insta-kill spammers. And I was correct. I didn't lose anyone fighting the 2 monsters here in Hellfire that were sporting that, so that's good. I brought back Ingrid. You guys have seen her before a long time ago. The reason I opted to bring her was just because her evolution bar was full. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and just bring this bitch with us, and I was able to get her to her 4th evolutionary form. So that's another one I can check off my list. So that was kind of the purpose of bringing her. Plus, she's pretty fast, isn't she? So that kind of guarantees that this side is going to get to go first. I mean, look how slow Esperanza is. She is nothing, but Ingrid is everything. Well, also, Esperanza is in her larva form. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So Kai is back just because I was ready to merge him. He was at level 19 instead of 20, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not waiting on this. I want to get him to his final form as well. And I ended up merging him with the final, or the S rank poison attack, which is called Poison Storm. So that's kind of what's going on with Kai, and that is why he's back in his little larval baby form. Paige is still the same, no changes there, but I'll let you see just in case you are joining me for the first time. And Crash is still the same, level 15, not going to merge him till he's at 20, probably 19 at the earliest if I absolutely need something. And then the other change is here is Deidre. She is a Roddle Chew, one of the rarer, or I guess newer eggs that we had picked up. She had ears in her 2nd form, which I thought was kind of crazy. I don't think I've seen an Og, at least with this palette, or not this palette, with this design that had ears. So not only is this one palette swapped, but it also had a little bit of a different flair to it. So I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, those are her stats. I just wanted a damage dealer, and that is why I brought her. Plus, Og Killer I thought would be a little bit good, just a little teeny tiny bit to deal with some of the monsters here in the Fire Forest. So I really thought about this, you guys. Like, I didn't just say, you know, fuck it, I'll just grab whoever's needing to be evolved here. I thought, okay, I want someone with guts. Perfect. I wanted a little bit of MP recovery on this bitch, and, you know, that Og Killer. So I feel like I did a really good job with Deidre, and this comes back to what I was saying in our previous episode, I think it was. Maybe it was 2 episodes ago, when I was talking about how when you have newer eggs and new beasts that you're trying to work with, but you're later on in the game to where you've already unlocked most of the B abilities and most of the like A and S ones as well, I think it's important to try to start merging them early on with things that will craft a better passive set than worrying about what specific low-level skills or magic abilities you're giving them, because you can always just merge them up to the one that you want at the very end. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I did with Deidre, and I'm pretty proud of how she came out. She's a bit of a powerhouse. I kind of wish I had HP recovery on her as well, but she's only been merged 3 times. So for the 3 merges, I'm very happy with her outcome. So that is it. That is full circle. Let's keep going. I feel like we should be okay, and we should be ready to take on the boss. Hopefully the fight won't take too long. It might if there are a lot of shenanigans. I'm just going to avoid monsters. Or I'm going to try to avoid monsters. No promises that we'll get through this. I mean, getting the XP is nice, but I'm more concerned about, okay, can you like just come out and let me pass? Thank you. I'm more concerned at this point about just finishing this fucking floor. Although, there's like another Soldia, Soul something spell that I feel like we should find. Guys, what the fuck? This is probably what I was talking about.
Calma man, leave forest.
What?
Calma man, destroy village, kill human. Destroy village, kill human.
I'll never let you.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm talking about. It should be the S rank version of Soldona because we've seen a couple of the like Tacy's, yep, these things casting it. So perfect, guys. I am just calling shit left and right here. Alright, well, I guess let me let you see our team in action. So it's called Soldote or Soldote, however you want to say that. And woo, that is some damage. Oh, and it looks like it triggered Kai. He was not happy about that. So lulz, nice try. That sleep, though, I should have had that a long time ago, but I feel like everything kind of turned out okay-ish. I'm going to rotate through. I want everyone to get XP from this. And I want you guys to also be able to see Yarga in action. So we'll come around full circle to that side. But I think Soldote will be nice. I mean, it'll be a good thing to have anyway. Just for the sake of collection, you know. Which actually brings me... Oh no! Is this the end of you, Crash? It could be. Miss? Oh, rest in peace, Crash. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal if he's gone. But look at that damage, you guys. And like, Deidre doesn't even give a fuck. She is not worried about it. Esperanza has guts, so I think she should be okay. Oh, not that she even needed to get there. But I'll go back and we'll finish everything up with Deidre. Like I said, I think she's a bit of a powerhouse. I'm kind of happy with how she came out. My only issue is just that it is time consuming to think about all these things in advance. I almost feel like if you were really serious about, you know, like, okay, back in the day when this first came out and people were actually trying to play with their friends, because you know how you can save your amulet to a memory card, go to your friend's house, bring your amulet, and basically fight, I don't know, like tourney style, or almost like in Pokemon how you can do that. You could do that with this as well. Really? How did you miss? What the fuck? Well, that's fine. We'll just end on this side. So I do think that if you were doing more of a competitive scene with this, like if this game and if the series had been more successful, I can totally understand why people would like sit and like handcraft and prune how they want their beasts to be and what skills they want them to have, and more importantly, I think the abilities that they would have and how those would stack. So I admittedly need to do more work with that, but I haven't really wanted to spend the time just because, I don't know, I'm trying to rush through this, or not rush, but I'm trying to finish it. I feel like we've kind of taken it carefully and slowly, so there hasn't really been any half-assing going on. You know what, let me go ahead and just, we have plenty of these. Let me give this to Esperanza, and then I think we should be fine for whatever lies ahead. But anyway, I haven't been like just blasting through it, but at the same time, I don't want to spend every waking moment off camera trying to get a specific lineup, just because it does take a bit of time and I'm not trying to hear that. Okay, well, I think that's it. I feel like we should have all of the Kalma that are here. We got 2 in this area, and I think we only had, was it 4 left to find? Maybe 3 left to find, so I'm assuming the last one will be found in the final 2 fire forests that will unlock in the post-game content. So I'm just going to go. It should be okay. You know what? Worst case scenario, if we miss one comma, we miss it, because I'm not trying to 100% this, and I'm actually not even sure if I'll do the post-game content. Like, it's something I'm entertaining, but we'll talk about that after we see this cutscene here.
Well, if it isn't Go, what might you be doing in such a place?
Hey, is that you, Wu? Why are you here? Did you get trapped in here?
Don't be silly. It's because of the Disciples of Darkness.
Oh, I get it. I see. but you look identical. I thought you were the real one.
Hey now, Sonny, you don't get it at all. I am the real one. See? Hey, Kahu, just what is strength? I couldn't change the world, though I thought I could do it if I got stronger. But that was foolish thinking. Couldn't change a thing. After all, the strength of me alone is pitiful. The strength of all mankind, too, is pitiful. Beast hunters may fight, but Kolma will finally wipe out humanity as long as Elrim has the will. My hometown of Golan was once swallowed up by bugs and the forest. This I could not change. What do you intend to do? Accept destruction or keep resisting, knowing it is futile?
I don't know much about strength or Elrim or such, but I want to live. Nope, I can't give up. I don't want to give up. Woo, let's fight.
Okay, guys, I gotta say, I called that this would be Woo.
All right, put your spirit into it.
Show me that will to live that you keep yapping about.
So I think this is kind of cool because, as I had mentioned, oh my gosh, a little while ago, I don't feel like there was anything left for us to explore with Nam. Like, we already exhausted his character growth, and everything that ended with the Fire Forest, I mean, it led us to believe that there wasn't any inner conflict remaining inside of Nam. Like, he should have been fine. He came to terms with Grips that he can't always be number one, he can't always be right, he can't always be the best. So I had been wondering, like, then would they do something with Wu? Because honestly, he's kind of all that's really left in terms of exploration of a character's past and personality with regard to the Fire Force specifically, that is. Okay, I'm going to take another turn on this side just to get everyone up to full-ish HP. And at least Yarga does some group damage. It's not the best spell, but, you know, it's okay. I think for this, it's a better fit than Lamina would have been. Because, I mean, you know, it takes a little bit off. Okay, now we can switch back to this side. And this is looking to be a pretty easy fight. I'm not anticipating this being too rough. I'll go ahead and bring our speed up as well. But yeah, anyway, I think that's kind of cool that it is Wu. And it's interesting to hear him sort of echo the sentiment that Levant presented to us, that, you know, Elrim is in control and the only way we're really going to be able to save all of humankind is to take out Elrim. So yes, there might be sacrifices that need to be made, but the way that the Beast Hunters are kind of going right now, like, is that enough to really enact a permanent change? Like, it's probably not, to be fair and to be straightforward. So I think this is another cool moment where it does kind of come back full circle to things that we had seen in the very first game, that it was like Elrim kind of caused a lot of problems and really participated in some shenanigans, and I don't know, I just find it really interesting that Levant's actions here sort of were presented in a, not a negative way, but it's almost like, oh my gosh, like, Levant is sacrificing all these people by trapping them in the forest, and he's trying to do the impossible in taking on Elrim. Like, what the fuck, that's nuts. That's not even something other people probably thought was possible, but he's willing to try to do it because he feels this is the only way to really help humans as an entire species in this fight against Kalma and against beasts of the forest. So anyway, I'm saying all that just to state, I think having Wu be the person whose heart is consumed by darkness here makes infinitely more sense than if it had been Nam, and that was what I was kind of questioning a few episodes back. So I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with this. This is a good outcome for me. And it's more interesting than some of the other ones we've seen. Like, Gil's was okay. I still found Cocona's kind of boring. I don't think the Sweet Knights are that great of characters. At least, they're not good enough to where I felt that invested in them and their plight. But Gil was okay, and I liked learning more about him and his, jealousy. And it's interesting to hear that Wu's more concerned with failure. And not being able to help his hometown, like the villagers, his friends, his family. Pitiful power. I wrecked you, bruh. Okay, so we'll keep rotating. But this fight's not going too badly. I don't know if I'm just super prepared or what. But oh man, Kai is doing so much damage, you guys, because he's pissed off. Yeah, fuck him up. But we are... Whoa! And as I say that, poor Crash. I'll bring him back, though. We have resurrection books. But I do kind of want to wait. No sleep? What? But at least he's blinded. Can we get a poison?
The deep darkness of an ancient soul carved over the ages. Still deeper.
Okay, that's a little creepy. Are you really going to heal yourself, you sack of shit? Okay, then I will just go ahead and at this point bring Crash back. I have, 3 of the books. So it's all good in the neighborhood. Come back to me, Crash, and I'll be sure to heal you momentarily. Fabulous. If I could get this thing asleep, that would be even better. But it's looking like I'm not going to be so lucky.
The deep darkness of an ancient soul carved over the ages.
Isn't this what you just said, bro? Oh, but he healed himself. So it's probably triggered by them hitting a certain point. Whew, I'm glad he missed. That blind, though. Ha ha ha. Eat shit. I'll probably stay on this side for 2 turns. But anyway, so the whole story aside, because we will have a little bit of this fight left to go, hopefully not too much longer, I am not 100% sure what I'm going to do regarding the post-game content. So I've thought about this. I am definitely going to at least take a break from the game and start our next major LP once we are done with everything in this one. However, oh shit, he can see? That's kind of not good. However, I do think it would be nice to see the extra 8 forests that become unlocked. So, for those of you who don't know, once we're done with the main story, we will open up the... Please don't say this shit again. Okay, I was expecting him to have some nonsense to say. You know what? I'll stay on this side one more time. You have the opportunity to unlock... There are 2 extra levels of forests in the... Or I shouldn't say levels of forest, but okay, there goes Crash again. I'll just have to wait until we're towards the end to bring him back. But we'll unlock 2... like islands or 2 sets of islands for the... I think it's for the fire, water, earth, and air. I think it's 1 for each, if I remember correctly. I mean, that would make the most sense, right? There wouldn't be like 4 in the fire, 1 in the rest of them, or something like that, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure it's 2, 2, and 2 spread across the board. I think it's the opposite, brah. Okay, so I might now, if I can get him put to sleep or at least get him blinded again, I'll bring Crash back for a 2nd time. But Crash, you die a 3rd time, and it's over for you. But I would like him to get XP. I think this would be a nice spot. Oh, yeah, you healed yourself. I'm not listening to you say the same shit twice. Let's bring our boy back. So I don't know, you guys. I will think about it. I know some people really want to see the post-game content because they want to see the extra forests, and obviously we know there's going to be extra story-based content with the Sweet Knights because we know Mint is going to be the new girl, and there's just a lot to see, right? And Cure, if she did manage to survive, we should have more story with her and everything, so I don't know. I just don't know, you guys. What I might do is I could, you know, take a break from this, play our next LP, and then maybe once we're about halfway through that upcoming LP, come back to this and then finish up. I don't know how many episodes that would take to do 8 more sets of islands within the different elemental forests. I mean, it could be quick and easy, but it could also be a major pain in the ass. I'm not too sure. Okay, if I can heal... Would you leave Esperanza alone, please? That would be great. That would be super great. That's right. Enjoy that 13 damage. Now, hopefully, he won't attack. Why do you keep fucking with Crash? I don't even understand. And I don't really want... Ooh... I want Crash to get XP, so you know what? I'll try to bring him back, but that's like my last Resurrection book, so he either lives or he doesn't. Please don't focus, Crash. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. He spared us. Let's get our speed up this time. Alright, you should die hopefully freaking soon. I would really appreciate that. At least we get to go first. Go to sleep, please. Die? Come on, Kai. Yes, we got him. Okay, and everyone lived. So that was as good of an outcome as we could expect. But anyway. I will figure out what we're going to do about the post-game content. I'll probably just spread it out and do it maybe in a couple of months, or maybe it's something that I won't end up doing. It'll just depend on what you guys want. But I'll definitely save my memory card save for this game. I won't wipe it like I normally do, just in case we do end up revisiting it. Because it'd be nice to see, but I just don't know if I care enough to do it. I'm definitely not doing it now, but I don't know if I care enough to do it anytime soon. Okay, perfect.
It is true that you won, but that alone means only one battle is over. And what begins? Does that change the world? Does that change history? All lies within the flow. But merely following the flow is accepting apocalypse.
Well, that's not true, Master. Master, you and Kahu changed me. Isn't that right?
That too was merely your accepting the flow of time. Man changing man is not.
But you paid attention to me. That changed my world. That is true. That was enough. I just wanted to say that. Right, Kahu? The things that people do must be insignificant compared to those of gods. But still, stop struggling, and there's no point in living. Man cannot change man. So doesn't that make each individual more important? No one can deprive me of my feelings, not even a god.
Well, how like you, my feelings? So now the teacher gets taught.
Wu, didn't you teach me the importance of a strong heart? Don't forget it.
That is so. So good luck on your journey.
Hey, give it to him. Give him one for me, too. So even great men like that get pretty down too, huh?
Each lives his own life. Live a long time and you're bound to have tough times.
But if I listened to Wu, I'd think that I couldn't beat Elrim.
People like blaming someone else if things don't go well. Makes them feel better, maybe.
It's only people who think that way. Maybe that's why we can't live in the forest.
So the fire forest's unsealed. Wanna go check it out?
Wait, what, Nico? Everything should still be locked. Oh! These are all opened except for water, because we haven't done that one yet. Interesting! Huh. I didn't realize that those were opening. If I had known that, I could have been going and, putting some of the nicer books I have, trying to get more eggs. You guys, I think I know what I need to be doing. But anyway, we need to quickly wrap this up. This is probably the longest episode that we've had. Although, I will say, for me, it's been a pretty good one. Probably the most interesting thing we have experienced in any of the Dark Forests has been this insight into Wu's waning heart, if you will. But okay, let's just hand over the Nil Draugr. So it has Soul Dotes, Explosion, extra large damage, Stun lasts 1 turn longer. Does that mean stuns that ideal last longer, or when we're stunned we remain in that state longer? I'm going to interpret it in the negative way since it's stun X, and what's the Prissy Pants one? What is it? Nilsoon? Whatever that's called. That one had Sleep X on it, the ability that I said was bullshit. So maybe it's Saloon? No, not Saloon. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to interpret it that way, but we are going to part ways right here. I've got shit that I'm thinking about selling, but I'm also now thinking of messing around with eggs. I seriously didn't realize that the different forests were opening up. So I'm just going to buy some eggs, run in there, sell some shit that I don't need or don't want, and take care of my business. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. When we do come back together in our next episode, we should be ready to head into the Darkwater Forest, and oh my gosh, I'm praying within like 5, 6, maybe 7 episodes max, we will be ready for that final confrontation with Levant. Because I know you guys are ready for our next LP. I'm ready for our next LP. And over the next couple of days, I'll figure out what we're going to do about the post-game content. But I can tell you right now, we're not just going to seamlessly move from the main story of this into it. I need a break. I'm sure you guys need a break. So if the demand is high enough, I might do it sooner than later. But you guys need to just let me know what you would want to see with regard to that. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. As always, I am your host, Rabbit. This is my semi-blind Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode together, my friends.